Alright, what's up, family? Give me a little change of scenery here. I want to talk about vibrations and frequencies and calibration. And I'm going to basically share a blog that was written by yours truly from AstralBooBaby.net. And I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm not saying this because the website is something that I came up with my own, but I have to say that AstralBooBaby.net has some of the most greatest jewels in terms of self-empowerment, inspiration, words of encouragement, wisdom, probably anywhere on the net. And a lot of that is by way of some of my amazing members. So speaking of members, I'm going to give a shout out to a combination of some of my core members and some other people at the same time. So let me give a special shout out to Quiet Queen, Danny Gel, Maria, Travis, Ziki, Isaiah, Lisa J, Finding My Way, that is her moniker, Jeremiah, Andrew Eblin, Andrew Douglas, Cubics, Devontae Trey, Randy, Mario, Marsha, Catherine, Azazel, Julian Burton, what's up Julian, Brian Grayson, Andrew Friesen, Heart Whip, Life, Love, and Cosmos, Gaia Earth, alright, and Cedric Hamilton. Speaking of Gaia Earth, the brother makes some amazing organic soaps. I ordered 3 soaps from him. I ordered the almond raspberry. I ordered the almond, honey almond, and what's the other one that I ordered? Oh my goodness, I can't remember the name of the soap, but they're all great. They smell good, they're not too perfumey, they don't make my skin dry and, you know, that dry, ashy look. The soap is filled with great energy, which the brother, by the way, has. But I am encouraging you guys to check out his great organic soap. And I'm all about helping people who are trying to help and empower themselves. And again, coming back to the meat of what this video is about, I want to share a blog that I have written on AstralBooBaby.net, and I'm going to leave the link underneath this video so that if you would like to read this blog and many others that I've written, along with the many other gems that members who have come and gone have shared and left there, by all means, please come by and check it out. The hub of what AstralBooBaby.net is about is the membership, the private and personal interaction with members. And again, this is a review for a lot of you, but for those who are new, AstralBooBaby.net was created with the intent of giving people who think and live outside of the box a place to freely share without judgment, condemnation, to share wisdom, to engage one another in ways that will be very self-empowering, and of course to leave gems and words of encouragement and inspiration for those to come. And so I write my blogs for the same reasons. Now, we have about, well, almost 70,000 forum discussions where we share privately as members, but we also have about 800 blogs that are open to the public. And I want to share a blog that I had posted around the new year, and I know that a lot of you missed it. And because I feel that this will definitely help someone, I want to read it now. And of course, at the end, I'm going to bring it all home with the moral, as I always do. Here we go. Just as the leaves on the trees all around us are changing colors for the inevitable falling to the ground to wither away, so should the people, places, and things that are no longer serving our highest good. Nature has built-in mechanisms that galvanize change to sustain balance, but how many of us resist the nature within ourselves, even if and when that change is creating havoc, discomfort, and chaos in our lives? I, for one, am guilty of such, and a glaring example in this regard that I would automatically look for the good in a person first and foremost, even at the behest of a greater discernment, showing me the opposite. But yet and still, I would ignore the season that was forging a change within me, to be disappointed or let down again and again. I have a catchphrase that goes, for some to learn, they or we have to burn. This statement was born out of the countless experiences and observations of resisting change for the better in some form or another. It is time that we examine the matter at hand while asking ourselves, why do so many of us repeat patterns and pathology that doesn't foster balance, so reflective like that of or that in nature? Make no mistake about it, we are creatures of habit. We usually stay in one season, so to speak, year-round, although external change is constant and fluid. The external natural world shows us that it is not possible to grow, evolve, or maintain a healthy balance if one is not changing as the tides of life demands us to do so. We are in a new cycle every year around this time, and for this season, many of us set goals and New Year resolutions. According to Forbes.com, statistics show that only 8% of people achieve their New Year's resolution goals. Read the article. It is one thing to set a goal for change, but it is another if our intent is not strong and held to the highest order. And so it seems that most of us can't seem to muster enough willpower or have access to key information to get into the range of 8%, the 8% who achieve their respective goal, Therefore, I have decided to dedicate this month's theme to embracing change. It is about building upon and acknowledging a new beginning that can and will foster a better version of self. A new you, so to speak. Before you review the articles, videos, and link that I have provided this time around, please allow me to share a few of my own tips that has worked for me and others that I've shared them with. Number one, clean house, literally clean house. Get rid of letters, papers, emails, furniture, clothes, shoes, or any tangible items connected to experiences and memories tied to trauma, gloominess, failed relationship, heartache, fear, sadness, defeatism, or depression. All things hold energy and emotions for obvious reasons. There is no need to hold on to things that are aiding in or holding your vibrations down. Number two, rearrange and or remodel your dwellings. Most of us spend more time in our homes than any other place on earth. And what better place to change when we are ready for change than the extension of ourselves? I have found that rearranging furniture or even repainting walls to a vibrant color helps to invigorate and generate wonderful energy streams and space for our best intention to manifest. Upon making this change, you may feel an instant sense of order. You may feel livelier, balanced, and vibrant, and a vibrant state of mind and beingness. Next, let go of people and situations that are not reflecting the change you want to see. Let me repeat that one again. Let go of people and situations that are not reflecting the change that you are or want to see. This is definitely one of the hardest things for many of us to do, especially when one has deep emotional ties and connections to that particular person, place, or thing. The reality is that when and if we hold on to such things, they affect and infect us in ways that we are not always consciously aware of. In such person or persons, if such a person or persons is a relative or a job you cannot afford to break away from right away, take baby steps in the direction towards change and be relentless. Be consistent. Next, give yourself a makeover. It is a proven fact that when a person allows themselves a makeover that is favorable to them, he, she is far more likely to project that sense of favor and attract energies that could reinforce change and elevate self-confidence. Yes, we all know that change comes from within, but I have learned that a positive external self-image can ignite the core to strive for a matching internal self. Next, put yourself first. Some would say that putting yourself first is the most selfish things that one can do, but I disagree. If we are not pampering, loving, and giving honor to ourselves first and foremost, how can we be of any good to show or do any of this in a healthy and balanced way for others? When you get paid for, pay yourself first, even if it's but only a few bucks. Consider how every situation you are asked to be a part of or attract with your best interest in mind foremost. Last but not least, help others who genuinely want help. When we help others who genuinely want the help, we are essentially co-creating and reinforcing energy streams under the wings of the law of attraction. The help that we give to one who is genuine will ultimately be held. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place, guys. Let me slow down. I'm trying to speak over this traffic and it's kind of distracting, so I'm sorry. Let me go back and read that again. When we help others who genuinely want the help, we are essentially co-creating and reinforcing energy streams under the wings of the law of attraction. The help that we give to one who is genuine will ultimately be the help we will attract for ourselves. You see, there are many more tips that I would love to share in this regard, but I will stop here. Please take the time to review the links, videos, and articles, as they are all providing great ways to expand and create that greater version of self that is so eager to be. All right? Now, I wrote that article in mind knowing that this would be the year that I would put more time and energy into me. For a long time, I would feel guilty if I didn't give enough, or if I felt I didn't give enough, or if people needed me and I was unavailable, I would feel guilty. But I realized that again, that I could really be of no real help or no good to anyone else if I am not being good to myself, if I'm not making... Okay, let me let this go over. If I'm not being good to myself or making time for myself. So this year, you guys have noticed I have not been on social media as much, but I have maintained more of a personal relationships, especially with my core members, and building upon that, and again, working more on me, giving more time to improving myself. I'm in a gym now, being dedicated to my workout to get in better shape, and I am strengthening my relationships with other people as well, people that I have been very close to, but because I have been putting my heart and soul into my unique brand of ministry for the past 7 years, I have not been able to give close friends, people who I built very trusting, loving bonds with, the amount of time and energy that I honestly should have, because they've gone beyond the call of duty to extend that to me. And I talk to many of you guys, and you're going through your own turbulence. And as I've said time and time again, this is a natural part of the shift in consciousness, the paradigm shift. And many of you guys are finding that what you thought you had overcome, the residuals are still there, and we can no longer just ignore it or act like it does not exist. We have to look at it. As I was talking to a wonderful brother about what he's going through, and he's saying he's finding that a lot of negative things that he thought was transmuted is coming to the surface, and he knows this happens when he meditates. And I'm telling him that as long as he's not having thoughts of hurting himself or hurting anyone else, these are basically energies, these are baggages, and as Miss Quiet Queen said, clutter that has not been dealt with. And so when these things come up, we must face it head on, look at why it's still there, go to the root of why it's still there, acknowledge it, talk about it, do whatever one needs to do to really deal. This is why I gave energy to, partly why I gave energy to the previous 2 videos that I had done. It was not only for me, but it was more so for many others that I know who are dealing with matters of such and have not dealt with it, especially something as serious as that. You cannot just ignore it. And people who've never been through it, as I said, they are not qualified or dignified to speak upon it. You guys know what it's all about. I know what it's all about, and I'm telling you through my own experiences and through talking to people of all walks of life, economic background, race, creed, grace as we know it, creeds and color. We have to talk about these things and deal with them head on and release the shame, release the fear and the guilt. Many of us are walking around with a lot of shame, fear and guilt, and it is weighing us down vibrationally. But these energies that are permeating the planet is forcing us to deal whether we want to or not. And so to lighten your vibration or lift your vibration, you're going to have to, and I can't stress it enough, you're going to have to deal with those dark secrets. You're going to have to deal with the shame. You're going to have to deal with the hate, the anger, the resentment, the fear. There's no way around it, family. Let me see. I had done a calibration reading of the planet, and we're at about 50%, meaning it's at this moment, calibration levels change at any moment, but at this particular moment, we are right there at the center, half positive, half negative. We want to try to tip the scales more on the positive side. And so again, I am using this blog that I have written, my life, my light, my testimony, my experiences, my analysis, to inspire and encourage you guys to do the same. That's what it's all about. And this is a gift that keeps on giving. One of the things that I really love about AstralBooBaby.net, the members come and they quickly learn that I'm not about encouraging and teaching and inspiring people to follow anyone. I'm not about encouraging anyone to totally depend on a particular group or setting. I'm all about teaching people how to discern and giving the tools and information needed so that we can become the leader and unlock the leader within self, and then inspire others in the same way. It's a beautiful thing, family. I'm not going to edit this video at all. I'm just going to let it flow as it is. If you would like to see this article and read it for yourself to confirm or affirm what I've read, Again, I'm going to put the link underneath the video. If you would like to read any of the other blogs, they're there for the public to see by our wonderful members, who, by the way, we're at 1,500 members now. I'm very proud of that, despite all of the opposition and the trickery that has been done to stop what is happening, or what we've set forth for ourselves. We're still holding very strong, and I'm proud of you guys. I love you all immeasurably. Continue to question, learn, and grow. And I hadn't said this one in a while. Happy travels.